presents Morning Star, Monday at 10.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
WLVT-TV presents Scholastic Scrimmage, a weekly program featuring teams from Lehigh Valley High Schools in a contest of quick recall. Tonight's teams are from Boyertown High School and Bethlehem Catholic High School. Your host for Scholastic Scrimmage is Harry Price.
Good evening and welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. We'll meet the teams and the coaches, then we'll begin the contest. From Boyertown High School, Eric Allen, a junior. Ron Sala, a senior. The captain is Tim Shope, a senior. Mike Getter is a junior. We have two coaches, Bob Harincevich, teacher of German, and Mike Perry, teacher of physics. From Bethlehem Catholic High School, John Mikitka, a senior. In fact, they are all seniors. The captain is Frank Kachanash, or Kachanash, Bill Neese, Rob Sasinski, and the coach is Sister Frances Jerome, video and stage moderator. Channel 39 is pleased to announce that at the conclusion of the series, after the championship contest, the Air Products Foundation will present a $1,500 scholarship award to the championship high school and a $750 award to the runner-up high school. Both of these awards will be given in the names of the two Scholastic Scrimmage teams. Remember, the answers to the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage require rapid recall of factual information and aren't necessarily indicative of academic training. The rules for the contest are as follows. On toss-up questions, you'll be given 10 points for each correct answer, and 10 points will be deducted for an incorrect response. If you answer incorrectly, then the opposing team will have an opportunity to answer without penalty. They'll receive 5 points for a correct answer in this situation. Of course, each correct answer to a toss-up question gives you the opportunity to answer a bonus question without penalty. Team members may confer only on the bonus questions, and the answers to these questions should be given to me by the two team captains. A buzzer will signal the end of the contest. If it sounds while a question is being asked, the game stops. If the buzzer goes off while you're answering a question, however, you will be permitted to complete your answer, but no bonus questions will be asked. Are there any questions? If none, we're going to begin with our first toss-up. We're preparing for a 15-point bonus. Johns Hopkins University is a prestigious private institution of higher learning. In what state is Boyertown, Eric?
Maryland.
Maryland. In what state is Johns Hopkins University located? It is in Maryland's Baltimore, Maryland. Bonus. I said preparing for a 15-pointer. It's a 10-pointer only, Tim. 4 men held the U.S. presidency between the administrations of James K. Polk and Abraham Lincoln. For 10 points, I want you to name 3 of them, and it isn't necessary to name them in correct order.
Fillmore, Pierce, and Buchanan. Got that?
Fillmore, Pierce, and Buchanan, okay.
Tim?
Fillmore, Pierce, and Buchanan.
Okay, that's Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, James Buchanan. All 3 are correct. Zachary Taylor is the 4th. I only asked for 3. You have your 10 points. Going for another 10-pointer. Here's your toss-up, multiple choice. For 10 points and from the following, give the definition of mire. M as in mother, I-R-E, mire. Does it mean to wonder, to fail, to reflect, or to bog down? Becca, John.
To bog down.
Correct. And here's your bonus, 10-pointer, Frank. The following 2 questions about American religion are worth 5 points apiece. First one, this spiritual writer is best known for the power of positive thinking. Frank?
Robertson?
Incorrect. It would be Norman Vincent Peale who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking. He was an American preacher and religious writer. Second one. A noted Senate chaplain was known to millions as a man called Peter. Frank?
No response.
Okay, no response. It would be Peter Marshall. Peter Marshall, who served as chaplain of the U.S. Senate in the late 40s. Here's your toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, what's the standard term for a level, fan-shaped deposit formed at the mouth of a stream or river? Boyertown, Eric.
Delta.
Correct. Formed at the mouth of a stream or a river which is entering a quiet body of water, and you're correct. And here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. Timmy, I'll name 2 famous volcanoes. For 5 points each, name the countries in which these volcanoes are located, and I want the name of the country. First one, Mount Etna.
Italy? Isn't that in Italy?
Tim?
Italy.
Correct. Tambora. Tambora.
Japan, Fiji. Fiji.
Tim?
Fiji.
Incorrect. It would be Indonesia. 5 out of a possible 10 on the bonus. Going for another 10-pointer. Toss-up. It's a mathematical toss-up question. Listen carefully. For 10 points, how many prime numbers between 6 and 60 are also perfect squares? Becca, Bill.
None.
Correct. By definition. Couldn't be. Here's your visual. On the monitor. What is the value of secant squared 19 degrees minus tangent squared 19 degrees? Incorrect. From our knowledge of trigonometric identities, the answer to that would be 1. Secant squared theta minus tangent squared theta is 1. Here's your toss-up going for a 10-pointer. For 10 points, give me the 11-letter term starting with the letter B as in boy that is regularly and often sarcastically used to refer to the whole of the administrative structure of a government. Becca, Frank.
Bureaucracy.
Correct. Bonus, Frank, 10-pointer. A number of men made themselves very wealthy as America developed during the 19th century. I'll describe 2 such men, and you receive 5 points each for identifying them. First one. In 1811, this German immigrant made the first attempt to set up a permanent American settlement in the Oregon country. Through his involvement in the fur trade, he became the richest man in America by the 1840s.
Say what?
Frank?
Aston.
Aston was given as the answer was John Jacob Astor. Astor. Second one, this energetic, defiant, and impulsive individual consolidated the railroad service between New York and Chicago. Among other improvements, he replaced iron rails and wooden bridges with steel rails and steel bridges. A famous private university is named for him. Frank?
Vanderbilt.
Cornelius Vanderbilt is correct. You got 5 out of 10. Again, looking at a 10-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. For 10 points and no correcting yourself, once you've begun, spell effervescence, meaning the escape of bubbles of gas from a liquid other than by boiling. Boyertown, Mike.
EFFERVESCE.
Incorrect. Becca, on the rebound. Frank.
EFFERVESCENCE.
That is correct. You left out the C after the S, Mike. 5 on the rebound, 10-point bonus. This 2-part bonus question is based on the story of Mary Poppins. Each correct answer is worth 5 points. Give me the family name of Jane and Michael, the sister and brother in the story.
Van Patten, no.
Frank?
Van Patten.
Not Van Patten. Banks, B-A-N-K-S. Second part. What is the name of the chimney sweep who's fond of Mary Poppins? The first name is all I need. Frank?
Bill.
Bert is the correct answer. Let's go on to another toss-up and get away from Mary Poppins. For 10 points, what is the standard term for the separation of small solute particles from colloid particles by means of a semi-permeable membrane? Becca, Frank?
Filtration.
Incorrect. Over to Boyertown. It's a toss-up. Eric?
Diffusion.
Not diffusion. It's what I'm looking for is dialysis. Another toss-up. It's visual. It's multiple choice. The most reproduced landscape in English painting is the hay wain, which is being shown there on the monitor. For 10 points and from the following, I want you to name the artist. Was it William Blake, John Constable, Joseph Turner, or Henry Moore? I love to see the expressions on your faces. It's John Constable. Constable, the Haywain. Another toss-up going for a 10-pointer. What two major bodies of water are connected by the Suez Canal? Becca, Bill.
Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea.
Correct. And here's your bonus, a 10-pointer. What are the exact 4 words from which the well-known initials ROTC stand or taken?
Reserve Officers Training Company.
Frank?
Reserve Officers Training Corps.
You are correct, and we would expect that out of Bill, who's going to the U.S. Military Academy, correct? Here's your toss-up. For 10 points, what Shakespearean play concerns a Moor who murders his wife? Othello, the Moor of Venice. Another toss-up. The abnormal segregation of chromosomes in humans may result in a mental and physical disorder commonly referred to as mongoloidism. For 10 points, what's the proper name for this disease? Boyertown, Eric.
Turner's disease?
Turner's disease is incorrect. Over to Becca. Bill.
Down syndrome?
Down syndrome, I will accept. It is correct. Here's your bonus 15-pointer. Frank. 11 chemical elements are gaseous under standard conditions. 6 of those are the noble gases. For 5 points each, I want you to name any 3 of the gaseous elements that are not noble elements.
Oxygen, nitrogen, and chlorine. Yeah.
Frank.
Oxygen, nitrogen, and chlorine.
You're correct. Hydrogen and fluorine would be the other 2. Here's your visual going for a 10-point bonus in mathematics. I want you to simplify that expression, and I will not read it. It's clear. Becca, John.
7.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer. A quadrilateral has only 2 distinct diagonals. For 10 points, how many distinct diagonals does a pentagon have?
3, right?
Frank.
3.
Incorrect. It'd be 5. 5 comes out to be a star, as a matter of fact. Going for a 10-point bonus. Toss up. Name the former White House Deputy Chief of Staff who is on trial on charges of lying to a congressional... Becca, John.
Deaver.
Correct. He's on trial on charges of lying to a congressional subcommittee and to a grand jury about his lobbying activities. Michael Deaver. Bonus 10-pointer for Becca. Name the Supreme Court Justice whose summer 1987 retirement created a vacancy on the nation's highest court that has still not been filled. Frank.
Douglas.
Incorrect. It would be Lewis Powell. Lewis Powell. We're going to take a halftime break now with the score at half. 90 for Becca and 15 for Boyertown High School. Excellent first half. We're going to go through our halftime break by asking each of our contestants to tell us about his family. Eric Allen, would you begin?
My father is a mechanical engineer for STV. My mother is a homemaker, and I have 1 brother and 1 sister who are both in college.
Thank you, Eric. Ron Sala.
My father is a guidance counselor at Phoenixville Junior High School. My mother's a homemaker, and my brother Gregory is in 7th grade.
Thanks, Ron. Captain Tim Shope.
My father is a supervisor at Cabot Corporation of Boyertown. My mother is one of the world's premier domestic engineers. I have 3 brothers, all of whom have graduated from Albright College in Reading and are working in various places in the country.
Do you expect some sort of gift over the holidays? I assume you're saying that. Mike Getter.
My father and my mother both work at AT&T in Reading. I have a brother Joshua and a sister Susan.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks to the Boyertown team. Let's go over to Bethlehem Catholic and begin with John McKitka.
My father's a teacher in the Fleetwood Area School District. My mother's a secretary at Lehigh University. I have a brother, Mark, who's a junior at Becca, and a sister, Amy, who's in 7th grade at Our Lady Perpetual Help.
Thanks, John. Captain Frank Koshinosh.
My father is an industrial engineer at Bethlehem Steel. My mom is a homemaker. I have a sister who's a junior at Becca and 2 younger brothers who go to St. Anne's School.
Thanks, Frank. Bill Neese.
My father's U.S. postal worker. My mother's a teacher at Notre Dame High School, and I have 2 younger sisters, one a sophomore at Becca,
1, 8th grade at Sacred Heart.
Thanks, Bill. Rob Sisinski.
My father's self-employed, my mother's in real estate, and I have 2 older brothers and an older sister.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks to Becca and to Boyertown. Again, the score at half is 90 for Bethlehem Catholic High School and 15 for Boyertown. Still a very close contest. Going for a 15-point bonus. Here's your toss-up. I'll describe a sociological term. For 10 points, you identify the word beginning with the letter I. An 8-letter word for a body of concepts and aims that makes up Boyertown. Ron.
Ideology.
Correct. That make up a social, political, or economic program is correct. Bonus 15-pointer. Tim. English has many homophones, distinct words that are pronounced the same way. I'll give definitions of a pair of homophones. You can earn 5 points by giving me the common pronunciations of the 2 words. You'll earn an additional 5 points for each of the words you can spell correctly, for a total of 15 points. Here are the clues. I'll give you both of those together. Power or force is one clue, and the other a very small arachnid.
What is it?
No response from Boyertown. Again, power or force, one clue, a very small arachnid would be, the pronunciation would be might. M-I-G-H-T for the former, and M-I-T-E, the spelling of the latter. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. Muscle cells engaged in vigorous activity build up a relatively high concentration of which one of the following? Would it be lactic acid? Boyertown, Ron.
Lactic acid.
You are correct. 10-point bonus. I'll name 2 bright stars. For 5 points each, give me the Latin names of the constellations to which they belong. The stars are, first, Antares.
Scorpius.
Tim.
Scorpius.
We'll accept that one. Polaris.
Minor?
Tim.
Ursa Minor.
Correct on both counts. Polaris is the North Star. What is the capital city of Turkey? Becca, Bill.
Ankara.
Correct. Bonus 15-pointers, Frank. I'll give 3 state nicknames. For 5 points each, you fellows identify the states. The first one, the Treasure State. Frank?
North Carolina.
No, it's Montana. The Sooner State. Frank?
Oklahoma.
Correct. The Blue Hen State. Frank?
Delaware.
Correct. You got 10 out of a possible 15. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. For 10 points, give me the 8-letter word that starts with the letter F and refers to very delicate, lace-like ornamental work. It's filigree, F-I-L-I-G-R-E-E, filigree. Another toss-up. It's a mathematical toss-up. I want you to listen carefully. One base of a trapezoid is 6 units, and the other is 8 units. If the area of the trapezoid is 42 square units, what's its altitude? Boyertown, Eric.
6.
Correct. 10-point bonus, Tim. It's on the monitor. ABCD is a square with semicircles constructed on each side. If AB is 2 units, what's the total area of the figure? It's bounded by the semicircles, including the square. Tough one to do in only a few seconds. It would be 4 plus 2 pi square units. Going for a 10-pointer, toss-up, multiple choice. The boxers of the Boxer Rebellion in China were which one of the following? Were they Olympic athletes, Japanese expatriates, an anti-foreigner society? Becca, Bill.
And a foreigner society.
Correct. Bonus 10-pointer. Name the queen whose marriage to Louis VII of France was annulled and who later married Henry II of England. Her children include Richard the Lion-Hearted and John, who signed the Magna Carta. Frank?
Catherine.
No. Eleanor of Aquitaine. Another toss-up. For 10 points, what's the English equivalent of the Spanish term Plaza de Toros. I want not the literal translation. English equivalent. No response. Plaza de Toros. It's bull ring. Another toss-up. It's a listening toss-up. Listen to the excerpt. We just heard a segment or a portion of Beethoven's Third Symphony. For 10 points, and from the following, what's the more popular name of the symphony you just heard? It's Becca. Bill.
Eroica.
Repeat that.
Eroica.
You are correct. Yes, and it was the first one I was going to ask, multiple choice. Here's your bonus, 10 points. I want you to name the Italian-born tenor who appeared over 600 times at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City between 1903 and 1920, and who's regarded as one of the greatest tenors in history. I'm sure that everyone's grandmother here, or perhaps great-grandmother, would remember Enrico Caruso. Another toss-up. For 10 points, name the element that has the letter V as in Victor as its chemical symbol. Becca. Frank.
Vanadium.
Correct. 10-point bonus. It's a bonus question to test your geological vocabulary. I'm going to give clues to 2 geological terms. For 5 points each, you identify the terms. Here are the clues. First one, a 6-letter word that refers to water that flows on the surface or through the ground into streams and lakes. Frank.
Runoff.
Correct. A 7-letter word for the clay, sand, and gravel that have been deposited by streams flowing from melting glaciers. Frank.
Sediment. Sediment.
Incorrect. I thought you were saying 7, question mark. No, it's a 7-letter word. It's outwash. Going for a 15-point bonus. Toss up. Give me the standard 2-word name for the protection under international law of ambassadors and their staffs from taxation or Boyertown. Eric.
Diplomatic immunity.
Correct. Protects them from taxation and arrest, and you are correct. 15-pointer. Tim, for you of the team. How well do you know your country's, or our country's, first ladies? That's the subject here. 5 points apiece. Give me the names by which the spouses of these presidents were best known to the public. Our first president is Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Eleanor.
Tim.
Eleanor.
Correct. Harry S. Truman.
Bess.
Tim.
Bess.
Correct. Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Does anybody know it?
Tim.
Patty.
Mamie. 10 points out of 15. Going for a 10-pointer. Toss-up. Give me the title of the 1957 novel in which Jack Kerouac celebrated the free and vigorous life of the American drifter. You just missed it, I think, John. John McKitka's bell went off too late. It would be On the Road, Jack Kerouac. Another toss-up. Visual on the monitor. What is the slope of the line defined by 3y plus 19 is equal to 0? Becca. Frank.
0.
Correct. Horizontal line. Bonus 10-pointer. It's a bonus question to test your skill at algebra. The length of a certain rectangle is 4 feet greater than its width. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 28 feet, find the length and the width. Correct answers worth 5 points apiece.
2x, 3x, 4x, 4x plus 8. What did he say it was? 28.
Frank.
8 and 2.
Incorrect. The length is 9 feet, and the width would be 5. Toss-up, going for a 10-pointer. Again, we want to test your geographical knowledge. I'll name a peninsula, and you identify the country in which it is primarily located. Yucatan. Boyertown. Eric.
Mexico.
Mexico also touches Belize and Guatemala. Correct. Bonus, 10-pointer. I'll describe 2 explorers, Tim, who sailed from Portugal's King John II, sailed for Portugal's King John II late in the 15th century. For 5 points each. Identify them. The first one. In 1488, this captain reached the southern tip of Africa. Tim.
Diaz.
Correct, Bartholomew Diaz. This explorer sailed around Africa and reached India in 1498. Tim?
Da Gama.
Vasco da Gama is correct. Going for a 10-pointer toss-up. I'll give the definition of a literary term which begins with the letter A. For 10 points, identify the term. Here it goes. A figure of speech in which an absent or deceased person... Boyertown, Eric.
Apostrophe.
Correct. An absent or deceased person, an abstract quality or something inanimate or non-human is addressed directly. Bonus 10-pointer. In the second act of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, there's a conversation between a traveling salesman and his boss in a New York City office. Please give me the first and last names of the salesman. Tim?
No response.
Willie Loman. His boss. Tim?
No response.
Howard Wagner. Another toss-up. Listen carefully and tell me which one of the following 5 cities is not on the Mississippi River, The cities are Baton Rouge, St. Louis, Nashville, Memphis. It's Boyertown. Tim?
Nashville.
You are correct. I was going to say Baton Rouge, St. Louis, Nashville, Memphis, and Minneapolis, and Nashville is not. Bonus 10-pointer. California's largest city, Los Angeles, has a 2-word name. For 5 points each, name any 2. I'm asking the question. The bell rings. It's the final buzzer. Final score is 155 for Becca and 115 for Boyertown. Excellent night. Tim, you and the Boyertown team, got going very well toward the end of the contest. Unfortunately, you didn't have quite enough to catch up. Eric, Ron, well, I should say Eric and Mike we'll see back here. Ron and Tim are going to go off to college. We wish them success. Bethlehem Catholic, we congratulate you. We're going to see you back here again in the second round, mid-March. You're going to be going against the winner of next week's contest, which will be between Palmerton and Northwestern Lehigh High Schools. This is Harry Price. Thank you for being with us, and good night.
Funding for Scholastic Scrimmage is provided by the Air Products Foundation. The foundation is supported by donations from Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated as a charitable organization whose contributions provide support for educational, cultural, health, and community programs in the Lehigh Valley. The series is also made possible by Channel 39 School Services participating districts.
The Channel 39 special Coach.